Hello everybody, welcome to Project Beauty, where we talk about project planning and everything beauty related. My name is Jen. I'm incredibly tired today, but I'm going to do my best to go through all of these wonderful eyeshadow palettes that I have been using for the last month. March, I went through a huge assortment of eyeshadows, two different sections. In fact, I went through them so quickly because I was just pumped to use them all. And April, I kind of winded myself down and stuck to the ones that I pulled out, and I've had a lot of fun this last month. So let's go ahead and talk about each of the ones that I've pulled in, and I'll give you a little bit of my input. Currently today I am wearing the Bella Beauty Bar Ultraviolet eyeshadow palette, and I'm obsessed. I love it so much. I think it's beautiful, and I got compliments today when I went shopping. I'm definitely feeling a little tired, and my makeup is kind of worn away a little bit because I had a lot going on today. Excuse me. But I thought doing a video would just perk me up, and especially talking about eyeshadow. So the first palette I brought in was the Give eyeshadow called Just a Girl, and it's a 4-pan palette, and it's a neutral 4-pan palette. Excuse me for just a second. And it looks like this, very basic, typical, just neutral eyeshadow palette, and it's perfect for me because it has a shimmery brow bone shade, it has a crease shade, it has a neutral like lid shade, and then also a deepening outer corner shade. So if you're looking for a really easy look, it's right here. It's perfect, and I really enjoyed playing with that. In fact, it looks like I have a little bit of a dip going in the shade kind of here, so I really enjoyed using that. And I'll put that back now, but I did enjoy using that. Then I also had the Ciate London eyeshadow palette, and this one I only used once, but I wrote down that it was a good palette, and I'm excited to play with this again. This is very equivalent to the colors in the Give eyeshadow palette, but it has this really cute little pop of like, I don't know how to put that, but like, it's like a duochrome, like champagne reflection, but it's like more of a reddish, I don't know how to word this, like a pinkish reddish base, but like a beautiful like shiny reflection to it. It's really cute. I really like that. There's a peach shade, a beautiful like reddish kind of rubyish shade, really gorgeous. So I had a lot of fun playing with that one. I don't know what that was, but I think it flew into my hair. Yep, it did. Anyway. All right, and then we just, oh, that looks terrible, but you know what? Whatever. And then we have the Natasha Denona micro palette, or these micro palettes, micro mini, I don't know, but it's a 3-pan palette from the gold section, and I love this. I actually wore this trio at least twice, and I really enjoyed this a lot. It was really cute. And I sometimes just dived into this for these shades. So yeah, really enjoyed using this tiny palette, and I'm excited because I have another one that's small like this that I enjoy as well. So these little tiny ones I really like. The next palette I have is from Uoma Beauty. I'm just going to take my earbud out, sorry. And it's the Black Magic Carnival eyeshadow palette, and this was gifted to me from Rania. And it's really beautiful. I enjoyed playing with this. I found it just incredibly warm though. That's the only thing. And I do like warm eyeshadows, but it was just a little too warm for me. However, I still love this and I want to play with it. It's just this one right here, this kind of a shade that's like extremely warm. Like unless I'm adding more of a neutrally kind of brown or like slightly leaning warm, and then I add like an orangey pop to it to intentionally get there, I just feel like it just doesn't belong. Like this one shade just doesn't quite belong in this palette. But otherwise, I think it's a gorgeous color story, and I also enjoy the formula. So that's awesome. I'll be hanging on to that for a while. Next, I have two from What's Up Beauty. Excuse me, my sinuses are bugging me for some reason. And then I have the What's Up Geodes and What's Up Dragon Eye, and both are fabulous palettes. I kind of wanted the Monsoon palette as well, but I'm okay with this, and I can't wait to see what they come up with next. But this is the Geodes palette. I wore this a couple times. It's fabulous, gorgeous, beautiful, and honestly perfect for Easter. Oh my gosh, this was a gorgeous little palette for Easter. That Peridot shade is just stunning. And then the Dragon Eye palette looks like this inside, which is a little bit of a deeper version of the same color story. And I really, really enjoy this as well. Thoroughly loved this. I did find that there was a lot of like rosy kind of shades. Like it's giving very Pat McGrath kind of like purpley rosy neutrals. And as much as I love that, I have so many, you know what I mean? But I still absolutely love this. And these two are, I love the sleekness, the tininess, the size of the eyeshadows. I just think these are perfect palettes. So I hope they come out with more. Next, I have the Too Faced Chocolate Bonbon eyeshadow palette. And I actually really enjoyed this, surprisingly. Excuse me for a second here. I'm getting very distracted today. But I thoroughly enjoyed using this, and it had been a really long time since I played with it, but it lasted all day. Like right from the morning that I put it on, it lasted all the way into the evening, and I really, really enjoyed it a lot. So yeah, excited to play with that. It was really nice and fun to like take it back old school a little bit. But yeah, I enjoyed that. Bringing it more to current, I brought in the Bella Beauty Bar Dead Roses eyeshadow palette, which was phenomenal. And, sorry, my foot feels weird for some reason. But this is what it looks like here. Absolutely stunning. Really, really gorgeous. Don't mind the blankets and everything in the back. I'm very lazy today. And so I'm just kind of like, it is what it is. So just disregard. But yeah, this is what this one looks like, and I absolutely love it. That was so much fun to wear. Then I also have in, I'm just getting this huge pile going, oh my gosh, the Lands of Enchantments from Ensley Rain Cosmetics. Now, I did mention a long time ago, I'm just kind of stepping back from purchasing from Ensley Rain, but I'm still using the stuff that I've purchased because I own it, and I'm not just going to let it sit there. But this is what this one looks like right here. And I thoroughly enjoyed using this one as well. It was fabulous, and I love that there was sort of a pastel, but more like cool tone, ethereal, whimsical kind of color story. It was really beautiful, and I thoroughly enjoyed playing around with that one. And then I also brought in the Adept Cosmetics Emo palette. Is that what it's called? Yeah, Emo palette from Adept Cosmetics. And this one I really enjoyed as well. The one thing that's missing from here is like a nice mid-tone neutral brown for me personally. I don't love gray. I'm realizing that this gray matte shade is just not for me. I need something a little more brown than gray. But at the same time, it is an emo palette, and I definitely understand the aesthetic, and I appreciate it for what it is, but I definitely can't pull off gray like I used to be able to, because I'm getting older, and gray just does not look pleasant on me. The next one I have is the Violet Boss Coral Crush eyeshadow palette, and I really, really enjoyed this one. And I loved the fact that this lasted so long, and also that it has like a brow bone shade and then some kind of little bit deeper outer corner, but not really. But it's enough to make a full cohesive look. And this has lasting power. I really enjoyed playing with that one. Same with the Violet Boss Sakura Blossom eyeshadow palette. I really enjoyed this one as well. Same idea. It has a nice bright brow bone shade, a few like deepening kind of shades, but like a lot of very wearable, beautiful shades that blend so nicely together. Oh, these were fabulous. So I had a lot of fun playing with those. Next, I brought in a lot. Next, I have the Natasha Denona Gold palette. So I brought in the Micro Mini Gold or whatever that was. And then I also brought in this one. And I love this so much. I love this so much. if I could keep this out all year round, I would. And technically I can do if I want, but I really want to play with everything in my collection. So you'll probably see this again in a future pick. And this was kind of a strange happening, but I brought in the Nikki Tutorials and Beauty Bay eyeshadow palette, and I can't remember what it's called. Just Nikki Tutorials and Beauty Bay. I'm sure there's a name. I can't remember. But anyways, this is what it looks like. And when I tell you, I really enjoyed playing with this, specifically for these shimmers. So let me just swatch a couple of these shimmers for you guys. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed wearing these shimmers on my eyes. So I will swatch them and you will see how absolutely stunning these three are. Like, that peach one doesn't look much on the hand, but on the eye, it looks absolutely fabulous. But those other two are just pure reflection and stunningness. I really, really enjoyed those a lot. And I was really happy to pull that in. It was kind of a afterthought, but I really enjoyed that one. I also brought in the Michaela Part 1 palette. And this was good. I didn't mind this at all. I thought the shimmers were nice as well. I'm going to swatch a few of these shimmers as well, just because they're gorgeous. And I enjoyed wearing these ones on the eyes. The purple one, not so much. It's a little too dark for me. That one is fabulous. And this one's a little like bronzy, but at least it's not like super, super dark bronze. But there's so many gorgeous colors in here that I really enjoyed. And I will be hanging on to this one for a little while longer. And last but not least, I have the 35 Eye Ice Fantasy palette from Morphe, which I keep because it's extremely pastel, especially the top row, for blending out really colorful shades on my eyes. I just have everything I need when I need to blend out my eyeshadows. But, ooh, this one is so pretty. Oh my gosh. It's like very, very hard panned. Oh my gosh. It's so hard panned, but isn't that really pretty? Oh goodness. But this is probably something you'll see in a declutter probably next year. Maybe even this year. I don't know. I'm still playing around with it. I'm just like not a fan of Morphe. I know they've changed hands, but I'm not a fan, regardless of who has taken it over. Ooh, my goodness, I'm dropping all my eyeshadow palettes. Oops, I don't want to do that. But what I will say is I'm kind of like over, like Morphe has run its course for me. I have zero interest in the brand. I don't want to support a brand that, you know, just does those things that they've done. I'm not going to go into it. But I just have to decide if I want to like hang on to that. I don't want to go on a rant or anything. I'm just very distracted mentally and I'm very tired right now. But it is something that I'm considering decluttering in the near future, within the next like year or whatever. But those are all of the ones I brought in for April. And Deb likes us to do a pit and a peak. I don't particularly have a pit and a peak, so to speak. I would say the pit would be the Morphe palette, just because I really only have a very small purpose for that one. It doesn't perform amazingly. It gets hard panned really quickly, and I don't grab for it intentionally. Like, there's just no drive there to grab that palette. And maybe I would say that the peak would be probably the Natasha Denona Gold palette, because that is gorgeous. But also, I love the Dead Roses from Bella Beauty Bar. That is fabulous. And also the What's Up Beauty palettes. Like, it's hard for me to just pick one standout when I can make some of these work incredibly well on my eyes. So yeah, I have a few peaks. Just what I want to say is I have a few different peaks. So let's talk about the ones that I will be bringing in for the next month. And I haven't written it down, so I'm going to go by what I have here. The first thing I'm bringing in is a singles eyeshadow palette. Now, I kind of keep this in my to use drawer permanently, because if I'm ever looking for a shade that I'm missing, it'll probably be in this. You guys have probably seen this many times on my channel, but I have revamped it, and there's a reason for that, but I have revamped this, and I feel like the shades in here are really speaking to me right now. I think I may have to change a couple of things around in this palette. But anyway, the way that it looks right now is like this, and I feel like it is very much a me eyeshadow palette. If I were to create something that I would like to wear every day, but also gives you a lot of vavoom and like zhuzh on the eye, this would be it. There's so much going on in here. There's like all the way from brow bone shades all the way to outer corner shades. I would probably add like a black or a dark espresso. These are quite dark in the light, like in the, when the ring light is like gleaming on them, they're a little bit brighter. But there's just so much going on in this palette, and I absolutely love it. So you can see that there's a ton of indie eyeshadows in here. There's a few MAC eyeshadows in here. Mostly indie eyeshadows, honestly. There's a couple Makeup Geek eyeshadows in here. Just a lot happening, but I really enjoy this palette a lot, and I just can't wait to get my fingers into this. It's just so gorgeous. I enjoy this every time I use it. So I'm going to bring that in for the next month. I'm also going to bring in the Ensley Rain Groovy Garden eyeshadow palette. I can't remember if I've actually used this yet or not, but let me just see. It doesn't look like I've even touched this yet. So it's brand spanking new to me playing with it, even though I've had it for a while now. And I'm going to play with that one. I just wanted stuff that was more like neutral, but also like shiny and beautiful for like spring leaning into summer. So I think that will be really good for that. Also, I grabbed the Flower Moon from Ensley Rain. I have a few Ensley Rain ones in here because I haven't been touching them. Since the whole like drama thing went down, I haven't been touching them. And I'm like, I still need to use the stuff in my collection. So this one looks like this. And there's a lot of green in there. A lot of green that looks very similar on camera. But there's also some that are slightly off, like slightly different. This one is screaming my name right here, as well as this one. So I will definitely get some use on this palette for sure. And I'm not bringing in as many as last month because I want to try and get more uses. And then if I want to pull something in on the fly, I can do that as well. I'm also bringing in Ensley Rain Flutter. This one was new and I haven't touched this one either. So I thought I really need to start playing with the stuff that I've purchased instead of ignoring my new palettes. And this one looks like this. Very similar to the other color stories as well. Beautiful for spring, beautiful for summer. And I can get a lot of really cool looks out of this. And then I'm going to be bringing in Glaminatrix Sugar and Spice because I haven't played with this guy for a while. And it looks like this. Oops. Really cute. I love the tiny pans because like really I have so many eyeshadows that I don't probably need massive pans. But this is just, it's so great. This whole center row, I just wish this was a more neutral brown, not a gray taupey brown. It's just too gray for me. That is not a good color on me. So that's unfortunate. But if that was a brown, or if I could even like take that out of there and like put something else in, I wish I could do that. But I won't because I'm just not that type of person. But I would prefer it. So I just have to reach into something else to get that more neutral brown instead of the one that's in there. Sticky Date. I think that is an actual dessert. Anyway. It's really beautiful otherwise. Just absolutely stunning otherwise. I'm also bringing in a few other new palettes. The first one is the Realm of Fairies from Bella Beauty Bar, and it looks like this. And the front of the actual packaging also looks the same. And then this is what the inside of the product looks like. Very, very gorgeous. I don't wear a lot of grays and blues. And this one, for some reason, it just screamed that I needed it. We'll see. I'm not sure how well this is going to look on me, but I definitely can't wait to at least attempt to make a look out of this. I'm also bringing in the eyeshadow palette called Bitten from Gourmand Girls. I have never used this brand before, and I'm very pumped to play around with something new. That's funny. I'm really excited to play with something new, and it's got a lot of like those raspberry purples and reds, and I'm very excited about that because I love all those shades. Again, there's another gray in here, so I wish that was not in here, but it's only because gray does not work for me personally, but that will not stop me from playing with it. And lastly, I'm going to be bringing in some singles from Shine by SD, and these ones are all still current on their website as far as I can tell. I do have a lot more from the brand, but it's no longer showing on their website. So I wanted to bring in things that I knew were still able to be repurchased. So those are the ones I'm bringing in. So not a whole lot. This is it for the month. And if I want to, I still have opportunity to grab any other ones that I want to play with. Plus I have the Bella Butte Bar Ultraviolet eyeshadow palette in a project right now for 5 uses, and I've only used it twice, I believe. So I still have a couple more uses to use that. And yeah, that should hopefully make up for the next month. So don't forget to check out Deb from Debbie on YouTube. And this runs from January 4th to December 31st of 2025. And it is called Enjoy Your Eyeshadows. And I absolutely love it. And I can't wait to pick a pit and a peek at the end of, or the next update. Because I feel like this time I might be able to do that. We'll see. We'll see. They're all going to be great. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. I hope you like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.